Greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. Wow, I am pumped for today's upload. Not only do I have some kick-ass subscriber Dogman encounters, but I was just listening to Five Finger Death Punch, Blue on Black. I don't think there's a cooler freaking song out there right now, man. I mean, maybe you guys think there is, but dude, Five Finger Death Punch, Blue on Black, then Bad Company, then House of the Rising Sun. Those three, wow. I mean, anyway, before we get into these Dogman encounters, a couple links I'd like to share. As you know, I rely on my Patreon, my PayPal, and my merch to help this channel to continue to grow and go. All of those links are in the description below. I also have a second channel for creepypasta, fan fiction, and scary voice acting. Stories that really don't belong on this channel. Now, if that's anything that you're into, follow that link and give those stories a listen. Now I've definitely taken enough of your time. Let's get on with these terrifying Dogman encounters, shall we? Today's first subscriber Dogman encounter is brought to us by a new subscriber named Lovely Cryptid. It also comes to us from Louisiana. When I was 7 or 8 years old, I took dance classes that sometimes ran into early night. My parents had picked me up, and we were going about 60 to 70 miles an hour on the highway in my dad's truck. There weren't many cars on the road. I was in the back seat, right side, watching the shadows from the streetlights. I was bored in counting how many street lamps there were based on their shadows, since the lamps were on the left-hand side. After one lamp, a shadow appeared of a dog-like creature on all fours. It had dog-like ears, but almost looked like what a person would look like on all fours. I remember being scared as it looked quite large, and I was worried because I didn't know how it was keeping up with us. I tried looking directly back at it through the back window, but the bed of the truck blocked everything. It must have been really close. I'm not sure why I didn't tell my parents. I think it was because I didn't want to take my eyes off of it. Anyway, I could see its running shadow pass by every lamppost shadow, until at one point it was like it just ran behind a lamppost and vanished. Today's second Dogman encounter. I was in a car at night on my way home with my mom about 5 years ago. We were on a dark road and something ran in front of us, causing my mom to slow down quickly. The thing was running on 4 long limbs and was not a fox or a dog, as it didn't look like it had fur. It looked like a human, but really long arms and legs, but it was running so fast it was almost like a blur. My mom doesn't believe in ghosts or creatures or aliens, but even she was seriously freaked out. We talked about it every now and then, and we both agree it was one of the most spookiest things we had ever experienced. Today's third Dogman subscriber encounter was brought to us by our friend from Mexico, the gentleman who had the encounter with the reptile boy. Okay, this happened with good friends of my dad, husband and wife, 2009. First, once a year, the government of Mexico has this regularization program for foreign vehicles to make it legal to drive in Mexico. So this program was going to take place by a lake about 45 minutes from town. By the lake because hundreds of people go, so this way all the traffic won't affect the town. And they wanted to make their truck legal, so they packed lunch for the long day. They spent all day by the lake, and they got their truck paperwork fixed. So on their way back to their house, it was already dark, and when they reached a curve called Federal Curve, called that because a federal agent died in a car accident on this road. This curve is famous because many people have died in car accidents on this curve. Right by the curve crossing from right to left saw this creature. In their words, El Hombre Lobo. They had to slow down because this thing was taking its time to cross. Now this thing didn't turn its head to face them. They noticed a really long snout, huge head with long ears like a Labrador dog, Also, exaggeratedly long forearms, all body covered in gray fur and massive shoulders. It was on 2 legs, the legs bent backwards like a dog and jogging in a very particular way, not pumping the arms like a person, but keeping the arms steady, like in a 45-degree angle position. And the weird part is it was wearing some kind of cloth. Standing over 2 meters tall, it kept its way into the bushes and to the other side of the road. When they told my dad, they were afraid of being ridiculed. Today's 4th encounter is not a subscriber encounter, but I sure felt it damn strange and wanted to share it with you. Working 30 years as a police officer, I've seen lots of weird and paranormal stuff that can't be explained. There are many caves along the Rio Grande River that have not been explored. There are also a lot of irrigation channels that are unkempt. These channels are strategically placed throughout the valley along the border in case Falcon Dam or Alzadaus Dam overflows. Inside these channels are huge underground man-made ducts that look like apartments. Some have 12-foot ceilings, and some have tunnels that lead to other rooms. I guess this would sort out the water overflow to different channels. I saw several dead bodies, some decapitated, some bound, and some partially eaten by an unknown type of wildlife. It did not reach the media, but at one time there were about 12 homicides. Same M.O., bound from feet upside down from trees, degutted, intestine, heart, liver, stomach, set aside in a circle like ritual. They were supposedly transgendered, but some of these corpses didn't look human, and some were found by exploring kids inside these ducts. I could have sworn the one I saw on Cherriman on Shrey Road had broken off wings. This happened in the late 80s. I wish I had pictures to show, but yeah, it may have been a humanoid or a gargoyle offspring. I once saw one that leapt 30 feet across the road on all fours, then stood up like a man. It was slender, hairy, and about 5 feet tall. It stared at me as I was in my police car. I stepped out and kept it at gunpoint for a few seconds. I didn't know what it was. It resembled a human, but leapt like a cat. It then jumped about 20 feet into a tree. I was a rookie in '87 and chased it. I tracked and found its foot sign. It was like a human, elongated foot with paws. The sighting was on Sherbach Road, south of the 2 Mile Road, Mission, Texas. Crazy enough, I saw another one near the Roma Bluff. I was on special assignment with the La Migra Border Patrol, hunkered down with my M4. I had to piss. I found an isolated spot. It was uphill on a boulder, just upriver from Roma Port of Entry. I thought my piss was falling on a garden hose. The hose then moved away. It scared the crap out of me. I swung out my M4. I've been waiting for dope crossing, but this was too weird. As I hand motioned my partner to watch my 12 while I went down to look, the same frickin' type of human-like cat creature peeked out from behind a boulder. It was 10 feet in front of me. I froze, but I yelled at it, "Get down, asshole!" It didn't respond, but then stared at me, looked away, then leapt 30 feet high into the brush. Of course, I chased after it, but my partner saw it as well. We called our team downslope to be on the lookout. As soon as we called them, it ran past them. They couldn't make out its face, but it was the same creature. Yes, I believe there are some supernatural creatures out there. They are very real. But you just gotta be there at the right place to see them. Today's 5th Dogman encounter is a subscriber encounter. It was shared through the comment section. I reached out to him. He responded back and has not responded since. I'm going to share this with you guys. You guys can read it, but he has also shared his ex-wife's encounter with us a while ago. I'm not going to share his name, because if you guys are interested, you guys can find it in the comments. After I narrate his encounter, I will share what else he said and why I'm a little bit nervous. Hey Jeff, I think I know why I'm so obsessed with the Dogman. I was speaking on the phone with my mom, and she reminded me that when I was 9, I had come home crying and shaking, and all I could say is a werewolf had chased me. Suddenly, I remembered what happened to me on that day. I was walking down the main road in this small town that I still live in to this day at the age of 42. And I came to a place where there was, and still is, woods on each side of the road when suddenly a giant black animal came out of the woods and ran towards me. It didn't attack me or try to attack. It came out of the woods on all fours, and it was taller than me. I was short, but still probably 4 foot tall at 9 years old. I'm not positive what it was, but something made me think it was a werewolf, and I think it possibly went on 2 legs as it continued across the road into the woods on the opposite side of the road. I can picture its face perfectly, but not its body. I can see it when I close my eyes and think on the event that I cannot believe I had forgotten about this, possibly blocked it out. Because that memory is so sharp in my mind now. It was huge, jet black, and had tall, pointed ears, and it scared me to the point that I pissed myself. I can remember it looked out from the brush, and it did not look friendly or happy to see me. It looked out off the brush and came charging at me. Once it came out of the woods, there's this huge ditch that it had to cross before it got to the other side of the road where I was standing. I can't remember its body as it crossed the ditch, but my mom said that I told her that it ran out of the woods and jumped over the top of me and kept going. She said that I've been obsessed with werewolves ever since that day, and that I went to the library the next school day and borrowed a book called Meet the Werewolf. I remember that book and reading about different ways to become a werewolf, such as drinking from a wolf's paw print and or putting on a special cloak made from wolf's pelt. You are the only one that I've told, but I'm positive that I had a Dogman encounter in the 80s. Now, when I reached out to him and said, "Hey, brother, send me that on your email," he responded that he was going to drop his kids off at school and go back to that same spot and try to mentally visualize what happened. Usually he is, and we all know who he is. I'm once again not going to mention his name, but he is a very good friend of this channel and has been a very good friend to me for almost as long as I've had this channel. He and I started a channel friendship over some crude joke he made, and then I made one back, but man, he said he was going to drop his kids off and then go back to the place and mentally visualize what happened. I hope I don't run into what I saw 30-something years ago. That was his last comment 11 hours ago. Brother, if you are okay, I want you to respond. I pray that you are. I pray that, you got kids and a wife and you're a cool ass dude. I really hope nothing happened. Especially this close to Christmas, my friend. Wow. Anyway. Crazy upload today. The Mexican police officer, or actually he was a Texan police officer patrolling the border of Texas into Mexico, That's some crazy shit, man. I almost want to think that it possibly was a type of Dogman, a variant type of Dogman, but who knows? Like he said, there's some strange shit down there. Also, you know, I mean, whatever it was capable enough to bound and hang upside down these humans that it obviously had murdered. That's some scary shit right there. It reminds me of something I was... Wow, it was a long time ago. I was watching this show called Cajun Justice or something like that. And it was on like Discovery Channel. You know, half bullshit, half real, whatever. But they were going through and they stumbled across some voodoo. And it was crazy because they left the site where they had come across it, and you know, they'd cleaned it up, blew out the candles, and you know, he said, you know, it could have been a spiritualist or just a kid, or you know. And then his last statement was, it could have been the Rougarou. And I was like, get the fuck out, bro. What are you talking about? And then I got thinking that there's just so many, like, just different. Like, I don't even know. I just wish that we could just categorize these, you know? Non-shapeshifter, shapeshifter, magical, non-magical, this, that. But then I got thinking that I had heard of encounters down in Louisiana. I mean, we shared one today with lovely Cryptid. That sometimes they had actually appeared to have shapeshifted and then others didn't. It's just very strange. I love how we can't categorize it, but I kind of wish we could, you know? I mean, I have OCD. I just want to categorize everything. The subscriber Mexican upload. Wow. You know, can you imagine, like, just having a great day, you get your car legalized to drive in Mexico, and then boom! Wow. Not cool. Not cool at all. And, ironically enough, it's on this curve that is notorious for deaths. A couple weeks back, I had that encounter where there have been multitudes of car accidents in that one spot. Boom. Dogman runs... actually does make the car crash into a boulder. Car goes by, doesn't stop. Thankfully enough, the Dogman is not around and the vehicle can still move with the kid and his mom. Just, wow. It gets crazier and crazier every day. Also, I'm trying to figure out how to... I came up with a theory on something. I don't want to share it because I want to have this theory be a complete upload. I shared it with my friend, the disciple. He was like, whoa. I also shared it with a friend of mine who... he's a outdoorsman. He goes hiking a lot, goes camping a lot, just loves being outside. He actually works at like a Patagonia store. He does believe in Sasquatch. He has a hard time believing in other things. But he does believe that there's some crazy shit out there. And I shared to him my theory of this, you know, and he's like, dude, are you kidding me? And so I'm going to hopefully have this out after Christmas. It'll just be one complete upload. And then I'm going to actually reach out to someone in the scientific community and ask them what they think, and possibly get some input on that as well. I don't know. Now I'm just rambling. I love rambling. It's like you guys are here. We're just hanging out. All 8,000 of you. I hit freaking 8,000! 1,000 subscribers in a month, man. Holy shit. I cannot believe it. Wow. It's like we're all hanging out in this big field with this bonfire. 8,000 of us just chilling out. Anyway, happy holidays, guys. It was actually a beautiful day in upstate New York. It was 48 degrees out. Absolutely gorgeous. The sun was just pounding down. I was watching the snow just melt away. Fresh air coming in through the windows. Just a great day. And I'm pumped, I'm just pumped. I'm feeling good. I'm gaining weight. Wow. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed these encounters and this upload as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. And until we meet again, farewell.